My name is Trevor, and I'm a first year. I go to San Diego State University.
Cool.
Right.
Okay, so this is a question or a series of questions about pop culture.
Okay.
Okay, so first, do you believe in separating the art from the artist?
Ooh, this is a deep question.
Yes.
I'm gonna think about this for a second. Let's see. I feel like in certain aspects, yes, and other aspects, no. I feel like if the art is directly influenced by that person, like, okay, if it's like a serialized pop song, maybe not as much as like if it's like a composed like orchestra kind of thing, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So can you think of an example where art or the person should be separated and one where they shouldn't?
Ooh. Jenna, these are deep questions that I'm not woke enough to answer.
Well, you gotta.
Okay, so let's see. I don't know. Because, like, this is really difficult. I don't know, I feel like I don't follow, like, a ton of controversial things, if that makes sense.
Well, do you know any, like, scandals recently involving celebrities in which they should be forgiven or should not be?
Should be forgiven? Oh, so you're clearly eking me on here. Okay, so yes, as we all know, I shouldn't say as we all know, maybe some people don't know. James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, was recently fired and then rehired by Disney after a series of very inappropriate tweets were pulled out. I personally believe that these tweets were clearly jokes, and although they really aren't that funny and are on things that maybe shouldn't be joked about, I don't think there's a level of sincerity to them at all. And so in that case, I would not separate them. I would, because I almost forgive him as a person for it, because he's clearly remorseful about it when he comes out. He says, these were a while ago, I'm trying to establish myself in the media and stuff, I regret them completely. I feel like he handled the firing like a professional. He didn't get upset about it. He just said, I accept this, it is what it is, and then eventually he did get rehired after some meetings with some higher ups at Disney, but so I'm a big fan of his work, and so I feel like I'm very biased on that end, but I will say that I do not separate him from his work, but I'm not like against what he's done. Exactly.
Okay. Would it be different if the tweets were more recent? Because I know the tweets were from like 2012, 2013.
Even earlier, I think. Yes.
Would it be different?
If the tweets were more recent, yes. Because the way that society has really kind of changed over the past even 5 years, and like what is okay to joke about and what is not, or what is accepted to joke about versus what is not, and the way that we view different types of things, especially like with the Me Too movement coming about and stuff. It's just there's kind of this different vibe around society of what happens, especially like 2010 when the internet is, especially Twitter is just kind of like in its early years and stuff. The way that things worked were different back then, and so yes, if it was more recent, for sure it would be different, and I would probably distance myself.
Yeah, because I could definitely see a difference between early 2000s humor versus now. Like there was a lot less political correctness.
Exactly.
So, following that, do you support any like quote unquote problematic celebrities, and also how do you feel about cancel culture and everything regarding that?
Describe cancel culture.
So, like, cancel culture, it's like when a celebrity, either something they've done recently or also in the past, has, like, resurfaced that's controversial, not necessarily politically acceptable today, and so people all over the internet, like, send them hate and automatically cancel them, even though, like, just hours earlier, they were really popular and really liked, but, like, this one or few instances could basically ruin their entire career.
Okay, so as I just said, James Gunn is someone that I follow who's had things and stuff, and I do think that James Gunn is a little different because I feel like publicly, especially after like the couple weeks after things kind of died down a bit, most people would probably agree that he had changed as a person. the tweets were the circumstances around which the tweets were unsurfaced, which they had been public before. He was not hiding these things, but the circumstances surrounding the way that they had been unsurfaced were sketchy, to say the least. They were unsurfaced by some very right-wing people who were attempting to get him in trouble for these things.
Okay.
And so they were seeking this. So the situation there is a little different. But as far as something where like a specific celebrity, like R. Kelly has always been like a very like thing. And I'm not a fan of his at all. Never have been. I'm not now.
Yeah.
And so that is something where it's almost clear that he has not changed at all. And so taking things from the past and applying to him today is valid. I mean, like, you can do that. And so cancel culture there is a little different. But as far as just jumping on it right when it comes out and doing like this person is canceled because of like immediately after something comes out, I tend to kind of say, whoa, let's take a step back here, you know, especially if it's one instance or two instances. If it's like a lot and it's like they have been trying to cover this up, it's a little different. But I feel like if you give both sides a chance to say what they need to say, then you make the decision of, am I going to completely stop? Is this person's career going to be ruined or not? I feel like in the internet age and the instant communication and whatnot, it can be very easy for people to jump to conclusions right away before hearing both sides, and then things spiral out of control.
So you like to hear evidence, and also it's a situational type thing.
Yes, and I do like to hear both sides, because I tend to favor if accusations come out and they have truth to them. If someone then comes out and either denies them after they clearly have truth to them, or if they still think it's not as bad and stuff, I tend to not like that kind of thing. But if someone comes out and is sincerely remorseful about it, and if it's a long time ago, if it's something recent, maybe a little less, because it's like, how can you be remorseful of something fairly recent? But if something does come out and they are sincerely remorseful, I feel like there is a level of forgiveness there that a lot of times people aren't very forgiving of. And it's just like it bothers me sometimes, especially like Twitter is really where I see a lot of this stuff. And it bothers me sometimes when I see people immediately jumping and attacking somebody and just going after them, because it's like, especially if they either haven't had a chance to even speak yet, or if they come out and say, I'm remorseful for this, and people say, well, we don't care. It's like, well, come on. Like, are you a perfect human being? Have you never done something that you maybe regret? It's like, I feel like people act less like people on the internet and more like these champions of what's right and stuff. And it's like, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Chill out a bit.
Cool. Thank you so much for participating.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Cool. So overall, my experience was pretty positive. It was really nice getting to ask people these questions, find their insight on it, even though most of it wasn't documented in this video. I definitely did, as I mentioned earlier, have really engaging conversations, and it was really nice hearing people's perspectives and how they could improve cancel culture, and how even they have even fallen victim to it. My biggest failure, obviously, was not getting those audio files and having them attached to the video. It really sucked, because I really wish all of you could be able to see those conversations, and definitely did screw up when it came to that, which I will 100% admit, it was not my best work, but even the videos here are still really engaging, and I really did enjoy having those conversations with Ariane, Matthew, and Trevor. It was really great, and I definitely would do this project again. I'm so happy we did it, and definitely will keep in mind next time to be more careful and to do like test videos and check if like the audio is present, because oh my gosh, I was so mad when I figured out that my audio wasn't working. I was like editing it, and then I just couldn't hear it, and I thought, oh, maybe my volume is just off, but everything else was playing, and I was just so mad. And editing it was the worst thing, because I had so much footage, but I just didn't go through, and I'm so angry. But yeah, I feel like it was really easy to bounce off people and to just, because I only had 3 base questions, which were, do you believe in separation from the art and the artist? Do you support any problematic celebrities, and why do you? And how do you feel about cancel culture? So the rest of the 5 to 7 questions that I asked were purely based on the moment and the person I was speaking with. So it was really nice having the 3 base questions and then building off of the dialogue to create more questions and to create more insight and to create more discussion. So that was really nice. I really did enjoy this experience. I would love to do it again and to explore other topics, because this did not necessarily fall in the line of typical social justice problems such as gun control and the environment, racism, sexism, all of that stuff. But I think my topic was definitely something that I really enjoyed, because it pertains to a field that I would like to go into someday, like entertainment business, pop culture, interviewing celebrities, all that. I would love to do that someday. So this really helped gain insight, and it was really nice having someone who actually intends to go into that field. Matt, he wants to be an actor someday, so it was really nice getting his insight on what he feels about the kind of the futility of pop culture, the entertainment business. So all in all, it was a great experience. I would do it again. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching.